Hi, today I have a selection from Journey Beyond Words by Brent Haskell, and it's called Thoughts Are Not Neutral. If you're studying A Course in Miracles, this section goes with, lessons 15 to 21. So I'll just review those first. My thoughts are images that I have made. I have no neutral thoughts. I see no neutral things. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my seeing. I am not alone in experiencing the effects of my thoughts. I am determined to see. I am determined to see things differently. Okay, so now, thoughts are not neutral. Greetings again. I am Jeshua. I have come this day to further with you my discussion of A Course in Miracles. If you could imagine that you hated someone, that you wanted for him the worst that life could possibly bring, what you would wish for that person is for him to be totally alone. You would wish for him to be separated from all other beings and to be apart from love. You understand, I am sure. If you wanted for another person love and joy, or if you wanted the same for yourself, you would wish for that person or for yourself to be joined, to know sharing and togetherness. For you know that sharing is completeness, that it is what leads to happiness and peace, and although your perception is misguided, such joining, such sharing, is what most of you are seeking here in this sojourn upon your earth. One of the lessons said, "The world I see is a form of vengeance." Ponder for a moment your perceived world of separateness, separate bodies, people hating others, competing with others, persons wanting to be special above others. All of this is based on a desire to be separate from, whether it is for you to be separate from another or for another to be separate from you. And I already said that if you really hated someone, you would want him to be separate and alone. Now, does the lesson make sense? Insofar as you even think of or imagine a world of separation, whether you see yourself as separate or another being as separate, you may call it vengeance. You could call it hatred or anger or fear. It is all the same. And I tell you, in the reality of the kingdom of God, there exists but one mind. All of that which you perceive as different minds is joined as one. There is only total harmony and total peace. In the kingdom of God, there cannot exist vengeance or hatred or separation or fear. And anything which does not exist in the kingdom of God cannot be real. Rejoice over this fact. As you progress further in the lessons, you will hear often, "This is not real. This does not exist. This cannot mean anything." It can be very frustrating indeed for me to tell you that a thing is not real, or does not exist, or has no meaning, especially when you perceive it as being so very real for you. Again, I tell you, anything which is based on a desire for or a belief in separateness or specialness or exclusion or aloneness is not of God, and more so cannot be of God. And all that exists in creation itself is that which God has created, is that which God is. So anything at all which seems to yield an imagined separation in any form truly cannot exist. It can indeed be terribly frustrating for someone to say, "All of that on which you base your life does not exist, for it is not real." Do not be frightened by this notion. Rather rejoice, for the truth of what I have just said is the key that shall unlock the door to your freedom and your joy, to your peace and to love. Some of the lessons for this week have been about your thoughts, that you have no neutral thoughts, Lesson 16, that you are not alone in the effects of your seeing, Lesson 18, that you want to see things differently, Lesson 21. All of them have been about your thinking and your thoughts. That seems strange, does it not, when we spent the first lessons telling you that your thoughts don't mean anything, that your thoughts aren't even real? I am fully aware that you have chosen to spend this sojourn upon your earth, that you have assumed the illusion of bodies and form. I am also aware that an integral part of that illusion of form is the illusion of your thoughts. It would be very difficult, too difficult for most of you, for me to begin with a command, "Stop thinking," even though that is your goal, and I have told you to do just that. However, I have stated that this is a course in mind training, and you will become aware as you progress through the lessons that you are in fact thinking. Do not dismay, for the lessons are geared to train your mind to let go of that self-same thinking which you currently use. But do not lose sight of the fact that you will ultimately free yourself of the illusion of a separate mind which harbors separate thoughts. That shall be yours. Then shall be yours the peace of oneness, and the joy that is born out of experience, unhindered by the judgment of thought. It is true your thoughts are not real, that they do not mean anything. They are but images you have made. However, in this illusion of human form which you have chosen, your thoughts and your brain are for now one of the best avenues you have to the true perception which lies beyond your thoughts, and to the knowledge which shall only be yours after you have long since left this earth and human form. So we will use your thoughts as a pathway to the deepest truth of your being, to the knowledge that you are the Son of God, to the knowledge that you are free, that you are only love and only joy. I have said you have no neutral thoughts, Lesson 16. You see no neutral things, Lesson 17. This is so because everything you see is the result of your own choice. Everything you experience is the product of your thoughts. Every thought you have either brings you to peace or to war. Each thought either brings you closer to the realization of the truth that all minds are joined as one, or it leads you further astray toward the illusion that you can be separate one from another, which you cannot. I admonish you, therefore, to use your thinking to be aware of all your thoughts, and any time you find a thought carrying with it upset or frustration or anger or fear, be assured that you are choosing to support the illusion that you are separate, that you can be different. What I tell you now you will hear often in the Course. What is the same cannot be different. The same means oneness, for all of you are one. You are all the same. In your thinking, you shall become aware of the thoughts that lead you to peace. They are the thoughts which remind you that all is one, that you are one, that you are the same. They are the thoughts which lead you to the realization that there cannot be a difference between the desire, the truth of your heart, and the desire, the truth of another heart. This applies to every heart, every soul, every aspect of the Son of God, for the Son of God is one. And when I say you are the Son of God, then you are one, and you are the same. All other beings are part of that oneness. Hear me well. Perhaps you can begin to perceive even now that in your oneness you are not and cannot be alone in the effects of your thinking, for even now when you think a thought, the energy of that thought instantly becomes part of the whole of creation. And even though your consciousness may not be aware, there are no private thoughts. Every thought you think, be it of separation or be it of peace and love, is known by the entire sonship. And for you, this means it is known by every person on this earth. You cannot feel anger at another without at the level of truth that other being knowing it. And you cannot feel anger at another without at the level of truth that anger being at yourself. We shall discuss these things many times, seemingly over and over again. This is a course in mind training, a course that shall allow you to let go of the illusion that you are separate from any other being, for you are not. Within your untrained mind, you will always see a world of separation, of individual beings different from one another. But as you begin to realize you are the same, it will cease to be a world of vengeance, and shall become a world of peace, a world of joy. At the deepest level of your being, you already know that your true desire is for peace and love and oneness, and except in the illusion of your thoughts, that is already true. God created you thusly, and you cannot be otherwise. You are free to imagine it otherwise, but nothing more than the frailty of your imaginings, which ultimately do not exist, can separate you from the oneness and from the love that is God. So begin even now, insofar as it brings you peace, to watch your thoughts. Do not struggle with them. Do not fight them. Do not despair at them. Do not rejoice in them. Merely let them be and watch them. When you have thoughts which create in you a sense of oneness, and an awareness that none of you is special, that none of you is different, be of good cheer and allow that experience to flow through you. When you have thoughts that speak of upset, however slight, of anger or of fear or of attack of any kind, realize that these are the thoughts which shall dissipate before this course, as fog before the morning sun. Insofar as you can replace the thoughts of fear with thoughts of love and oneness, then do it. If it happens not easily, do not despair, and never make yourself wrong. Merely allow yourself to be. Do not forget that eventually your thinking will joyfully pass away, as it takes you away. As it takes you away from the illusion of separation. And without the illusion of separation, all is one, all is the same, all is God, and that is naught but love. Blessings upon you all. That is all. Okay, thank you.